August 6, 2005, Fortaleza, Brazil. At dawn, police rush toward a quiet city block. No alarms are blaring. No vault doors are blown open. No guards are injured. But something is very wrong. Inside Brazil's central bank, a vault stands open. Not cracked, not forced, but emptied. More than 70 million US dollars are gone. Cash stacked so tightly, it once bent steel shelves. Now replaced with silence and dust. There are no fingerprints, no broken locks, no clear suspects, only a hole in the floor. Beneath the vault, investigators find a tunnel, long, reinforced and engineered, built with lights, ventilation and precision. It stretches hundreds of feet underground. Someone worked below this city for months, maybe longer. The money vanishes without a single shot fired. Banks across the country freeze, the economy shudders, politicians demand answers. Police realize this was not a robbery. It was an operation, planned in darkness, executed in silence, by people who walked away unseen. The question is, who builds a tunnel under a city? How did no one notice? And how does the biggest bank robbery in Brazilian history happen without anyone knowing it was happening at all? Early 2000s, Fortaleza, the city is growing fast with cranes over streets and dust in the air. Construction noise is constant and easily ignored. People stop paying attention to what changes around them. Fortaleza feels stable and confident. Crime exists, but it is familiar and predictable. Nothing suggests a threat to the system itself. In the city center stands a building few people ever think about. Quiet, solid, and built to last. This is the Banco Central do Brasil. This branch does not serve customers. It stores physical cash in enormous amounts. Old banknotes pulled from circulation, money waiting to be destroyed. The vault is deep and reinforced. Concrete and steel designed to resist force. Every security system is built to stop an attack from outside. But just one block away, a small rental house blends into the street. Plain walls, no security, nothing unusual at first glance. A sign outside advertises a landscaping business. Trucks arrive and leave regularly. Large bags of soil are carried out day after day. Neighbors barely notice the pattern. Construction waste is common in Fortaleza. Underground. The soil is soft and workable. Easy to shape if you move carefully. Easy to hide if you move slowly. Above ground, guards follow routines. Cameras watch empty corridors. Everything appears normal. The bank trusts its walls. The city trusts its routines. And beneath both, something patient is taking form. The operation begins quietly inside a rented house that draws no attention at all. From the outside, it looks ordinary and forgettable. Exactly the kind of place no one remembers twice. Beneath its tiled floor, a hidden opening leads into darkness. Once the hole is sealed again, the house returns to normal, as if nothing beneath it has changed. This is not chaos, it is method. The men underground work with patience, not speed. They dig only during daylight hours, when the city's noise swallows every sound they make. Traffic, construction, footsteps overhead, all of it becomes camouflage. The tunnel advances slowly, carved inch by inch through soft soil. It is narrow, low, and punishing to work inside, but every measurement is deliberate. Every move is planned. Wooden beams reinforce the walls. Electric lights stretch the darkness into a glowing passage. Fans push air through long pipes, keeping the tunnel alive deep underground. This is not desperation. It is discipline. At the center of it all is Luis Fernando Ribeiro. Investigators would later describe him as methodical and patient. A man who didn't rush plans. A man who believed time was the most powerful tool he had. Distances are calculated again and again. Angles are checked. Progress is slow because accuracy matters more than speed. Every bag of dirt is treated like evidence, carried out through the house without urgency, loaded into vehicles in full view of the street, driven away and dumped far from the city center. As weeks turn into months, the tunnel stretches beneath roads and sidewalks. Cars roll overhead, unaware of the hollow space forming below them. life above ground continues uninterrupted. Inside the house, the cover story holds. Workers come and go at predictable hours. Tools remain visible, just enough to seem believable. Nothing invites suspicion. Underground, time begins to lose meaning. Days blur into nights. Progress is measured in hand spans and quiet counts. Every collapse avoided feels like a victory. There is no margin for error. One crack, one unusual noise, one curious neighbor could destroy everything. Still, they keep moving forward. The tunnel is no longer just an idea. It's now a reality. Somewhere directly above them sits a vault filled with cash, protected by steel, concrete, and confidence. None of it designed to stop what is patiently rising from below. August 5, 2005. After months underground, the tunnel finally stops moving forward. The men know they are directly beneath the vault. Every measurement says this is the exact spot. There is no celebration. This is the most dangerous moment of the entire plan. One mistake here brings everything down. The ceiling above them is no longer soil. It is concrete, thick, reinforced, and unforgiving. Breaking through it takes time and restraint. The work happens slowly over hours. Small tools instead of heavy force. Dust is collected and controlled. Nothing is allowed to fall or echo. When the opening finally gives way, they stop and listen. No alarms, no voices, no movement from above. The hole opens into the heart of the vault, a place never meant to be seen this way. Rows of cash stacked tightly on metal shelves, bundles wrapped, labeled, and forgotten. The money is not loose, it is heavy. Each bundle weighs more than expected. Every bag must be lowered carefully into the tunnel. This is where time becomes the enemy. The longer they stay, the greater the risk. But rushing could ruin everything. The tunnel turns into a silent conveyor, hand to hand, bag after bag. Moving backward through the tunnel, above them the city sleeps. Guards follow their usual routines. Cameras record nothing unusual. By the time the sun begins to rise, the vault is no longer full. Shelves bend upward, relieved of their weight. The floor is sealed again from below. The tunnel goes dark, the house returns to silence, and the city wakes up unaware of what has already been taken. August 6, 2005. The first employees arrive like any other morning. Doors are unlocked. Lights turn on. Nothing looks disturbed. Inside the vault room, the air feels different. Too quiet, too empty. Shelves that once bowed under weight now stand straight. Large sections are completely bare. At first it doesn't make sense. Then someone looks down. A hole has been cut cleanly through the floor, perfectly shaped and calmly executed. Panic spreads fast. Security is called. Then police, and then the federal investigators. The number keeps climbing as the counting begins. Tens of millions. Then more, eventually settling at $70 million. Outside, the street fills with sirens and cameras. News spreads across the country within hours. The story doesn't sound real. There are no broken doors, no alarms triggered, no guards harmed, just an empty vault and a tunnel leading into darkness. Investigators follow it back beneath the city, hundreds of feet long, reinforced with wood and powered by electricity, built to last, not to escape. The tunnel ends beneath a modest house. Inside, the rooms are empty. The business is gone. The workers are gone. Across Brazil, banks reassess their security. Confidence takes a hit. Questions begin to surface. This was not luck. This was planning, precision, and patience. Somewhere, the people responsible are already disappearing, splitting the money, leaving almost nothing behind. And for investigators, the hardest part becomes clear. The robbery is over, but the chase is only just beginning. Late 2005, the investigation spreads across Brazil, moving faster than the answers ever do. The case is handed to the federal police, but what they inherit is not a crime scene. It is a vacuum. The tunnel offers measurements, materials, and intent, but no names. The house at the surface is empty, cleaned out, abandoned with precision. Rental contracts lead to false identities. paper trails collapse into dead ends. For weeks, nothing moves. Then the money begins to surface. Some of it is simply too much to hide. Sudden purchases start to draw attention. New cars appear overnight. Expensive homes change hands. Cash is spent without patience, without restraint. Quiet tips begin to arrive. Associates talk. Small mistakes, insignificant on their own, start to connect. Arrests follow one by one. Not a single mastermind, but a network. Financiers, builders, drivers, planners, each holding only part of the picture. Some suspects are caught, others vanish completely. And then the story takes a darker turn. The alleged mastermind, Luis Fernando Ribeiro, never faces trial. Before authorities can reach him, he is kidnapped by criminal rivals. Days later, he is found executed. No confession, no testimony, no final answers. The money itself becomes dangerous. Those who have it become targets. Authorities recover only a fraction of what was stolen. Most of it is never seen again. Across the country, banks begin to rethink security. Not just walls, not just doors, but what lies beneath them. For the public, the robbery becomes legend, a crime without gunfire. A vault opened from below. A city fooled by patience. No alarms failed, no guards were overpowered. The system worked exactly as it was designed to. That is what made it vulnerable. The tunnel is sealed, the house is demolished. Life in Fortaleza moves forward, but beneath the city the memory remains. A reminder that the greatest threats are not always loud. Sometimes they arrive slowly and from the dark below.